Before I forget, I remembered. Yes. Okay.
You send me that you send integrated. I think is this.
Yeah, I can send you right now.
Okay.
This is the vivisection one. No, this is the vivisection. Why? Ah, yes, vivisection.
But what
Osteopartica.
about the audio is there too?
Yeah, it's right here. You
Mhm.
click and it plays for you.
You are a hardcore.
Ah, Life in Other Planets. Election. Art. Television on Children. Why? Where did you find this one?
Simple. It's not a review test. The
Um,
simple.
it's not here. Sorry. Thank you for telling me. Oh no, not official guide. Complete guide. Okay, let's go.
Because I prefer to start the sample to arrive until the test, review test.
Good, good.
Review
Yeah,
test.
yeah. There are some tests over there, and there are two practice tests in this book too. It's 598. Let me see what page you said. 568. Oh, it's before, much before. 68. Okay. Let me just check here. I'm sorry, it's because I really, as this is the sample, I really forget. The other six I remember by heart.
Okay.
How the objectives then? Okay. Okay. Essay test. Probably they defend essay test.
Yes.
Oh God. Thank you. Re, why? I'm sorry, Anna. This is my Windows. Windows, Anna, Windows. Sometimes my Windows says, I don't want to work today. Come on, don't joke with me.
It's temperamental. It exists in English.
Yeah, there is bipolar too.
Uh, Bipolar, yeah.
That's a higher level of understanding. This is going to be a key point. More realistic than present. More realistic, probably. Organize their thoughts. This probably will be from the second key point. Express themselves. This is another key point, I'm sure. Yes. Let me just listen to the audio because then I will be sure of the three key points. Probably this 9.
No, I think it's 10 or 11.
Simple.
No, no, no.
Not simple?
Lesson 21. Taking notes and
33. 33.
Section 4. Guide to Writing.
Thank you.
About the integrated writing task. Sample.
Yes, and they are two types of tests, objective and essay. Your textbook author takes a pretty strong stand in favor of essay tests, doesn't he? Well, I happen to agree with some of his ideas. I have nothing against essay tests, and they do get at different things than objective tests do. They test students' ability to think critically, to solve problems. That's why I generally include a couple of essay questions in every test I give. But I also use multiple choice items.
Mm-hmm.
It's true that objective tests check your memorization skills, but what's wrong with that? Sometimes, in some classes at least, you need to memorize basic facts and information. And it's also true that essay tests emphasize writing skills. It's true, and it's part of the problem. Good writers can get good grades on essay tests, even if they don't know very much about the topic. And as far as saving time, sure, it may take less time to write essay tests, but it takes a lot more time to grade them. Not only that, but you really should grade all the essays at the same time, because, well, studies show that the same teacher will grade the same essay differently at different times. To be fair, you've got to grade all the tests at one sitting. Now, with a small class, this isn't a big problem, but if you have a large class, well, it's a lot easier to grade objective tests, and lots of times you can have them machine graded. So, when you start teaching and giving tests yourself, by all means use essay tests. But for some classes, for some material, for some situations, objective tests or combinations of objective and essay tests may be best.
Okay. So,
If you want to listen the second or not.
I'm sorry?
If you want to listen the second listen, because I did two integrated.
That's so good. Let me go by parts. This is
Okay.
about, yes. I already have the 3 key points. Let me just check in the reading. Memorization is one, writing is the second, and the third is save time. Here. This is the 3rd key point. I hadn't read it. Okay. Okay, I got now.
Because I found a tricky point, but not exactly.
Yeah, no, not a problem. Let's check how you organize your idea, you know? The text defense is much more the subjective test, whereas it's a perfect introduction. Perfect introduction. Oh, you wrote much more. Oh, good. Very good. First of all, according to the test, is better because it is considered a high level of understanding.
No?
Mm-hmm. On the other hand, the professor emphasized the objective test because it is good. Oh, I queria do verbo medroso. It is good to check memorization skills, and sometimes you need to memorize fast. Although he said he isn't against the essay test, this is important because it is possible to think, caraca, very good. Very good. Secondly, the test states the subjective test requires students to present organized and clear ideas, where the professor defends an objective test, he will be able to save time. Okay, this
Yeah.
because it is easier to analyze all the tests in the same time. According to the professor, if the class is small, there isn't a problem to apply subjective, but if the class is large, the best way to go. Okay. And in the end, the text, and in the end, and this is important, I'm going to put it in blue so that is clear for you to see. And in the end, the text defends the essay test important to high school students to express their ideas effectively in order to give their opinion. Agrees in that he completed his thought. For him, it is important combination between objective and essay tests. Yeah, you didn't talk about the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a very good example.
The save time? No.
Yeah,
This?
take time would
The
be
second.
important for him.
I
But
put the time in the second, not the third. No,
Oh.
the second.
Ah. Yes, the 3 key points are here. You will not believe the grade I'm going to give you now.
Really?
You
Ah,
got the 3 key points, you organized your ideas, and you had very little mistake. Ah, objective. You know, very little mistake. Wow. Wow. So proud. Okay, let me decrease your grade, okay? Don't get angry with me. I'm gonna give 4 to 4.5. Oh, tá, esse aqui não. Yes, I'm gonna give you 4 to 4. Always being pessimistic, because maybe the evaluator, there is one thing that I would make a comment, is look at this. You wrote this about the text and this about the lecture. You wrote this about the text and this about the lecture. So do you see, you wrote much more about the lecture than about the test, you know?
it's not good.
And the TOEFL suggests you to balance. Balance.
Because in the speak, it's better to say about the letter much than the text.
Yes, in the speaking, yes. Yes.
But not in the writing.
In the writing, they say for you to balance. Okay? Maybe. There is a possibility the evaluator would take off points because of this. Because they take points for many things in the writing. That's why the writing was the only one so far in TOEFL I haven't aced. Do you know this expression, to ace a test?
Ace like volleyball?
It's like, oh yes, I love volleyball, but it's when you get 100% right.
Okay.
I aced the reading, the listening, the speaking, and twice in the writing I took 28. It's like, não gostei do seu nariz, and they took 2 points.
Yeah.
You know, I was so frustrated. 2 points for me to ace all TOEFL. Imagine if I aced all TOEFL. You know, I would start giving autographs. The autógrafo para as pessoas, assim, ó.
How do I say your tipo fundo aí?
Behind.
No, mas you put the flag, the Brazil flag and the Canada
My
flag.
background.
Background. You put should put the grade of
Wow!
the first class. Oh, hello, I'm from teacher Steve.
Hello, I'm teacher 120. Oh, Lord. You did a very good job, Anna. Let me see your final grade. You are so near. Excellent. I'm very glad. Very glad. Okay, but let's check your other writing. Okay?
Because first test is better than it's easier for me than the second.
Yes. Okay. Let me just save it up here and send you reviewed.
I hate biology class in English.
Hi, don't tell me. And many of the classes in reading, in listening, in writing, and speaking are about biology. They love biology. They are pervert about biology. Tarado em biologia, pervert. You know. Opa, no, not this one.
Please send me the PowerPoint too.
Why? Hang on a second. Okay, this one we corrected. No, it's the same, Sue. You sent me the same essay in 2 different names.
Oh, really? Oh my
Yes.
God.
Do you have the other there?
Yes. Can I share my screen?
Hang on a second. Maybe I did some confusion. Let me see. 2 do 5.
But it's integrate. Integrate, 2 do 5, integrate.
Ah.
3.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Why is the integrator, né? Yeah, 3 do 5. Let me see. Maybe I made a confusion.
I think it's the same.
Yes, they're the same, sweetie. I'm going to delete this, otherwise we're going to make some confusion. Okay. Can you share your screen with me?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Where is this?
It's yeah. English, writing. No. Oh.
Oh, you have 2 integrated. This we corrected. This is the one we corrected. Check the first one above. This is the same.
The same.
Yes. Check the one above, the first one on the left.
This?
Yes. Aha! There we go. This is the one.
But why is this form? I don't know.
Yeah, no
Let
problem.
me. No problem.
Can you send for me? No problem. I correct like this too.
Okay. How I send to put here?
I'm gonna speak in português, ok? Ó, você vai clicar nesse aí, não solta. Clica e arrasta lá pro zoom. Isso, lá no zoom, lá embaixo.
Já foi, não?
Uai, já foi?
Sim.
Deixa eu ver aqui.
Quase. Não.
So, girl. I'm gonna share my screen now, okay?
Ok, ok.
Ah, this has no format.
I don't know why.
No problem. It's very simple. Look, integrated. I'm gonna call this one 0205, okay?
Okay.
Because then we don't mix. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Vivisection. Crazy one. Let me just remember the vivisection arguments. The first argument, the third argument, it's immoral. No good substitute. And resemblance, genetical resemblance. Let me see. Yeah. Animal suffering. Animal suffering. Animal suffering. No good substitute. And he thinks it's immoral to risk the human lives. Okay, but she disagrees. The text and the biology lecture talk about, okay, this is talk, okay?
Yes.
Talk about the medical research performed on animals and the treatment with them. Both the text and lecture present arguments that agree or disagree and present the concerns about the impact on animals and the benefits for human beings. Caraca, very good. The text emphasizes how it is, okay? Important to this practice using animals, and professor completely disagrees. Perfect introduction. Awesome. First of all, comma. The author said that is possible. Hagrid vai medroso, but the woman said that is possible. That
Not
is possible, but that can be the subject to protect the animals and to keep them suffering to a minimum using anesthesia and reducing the pain. First argument correct. But the professor defends that the animals can suffer in any experiment or they can develop diseases. Remember, there are experimental researches. Okay, that don't use. This one you need that. Because you have a verb here. Experimental researches. Pesquisas, experimentos que não usam animais. That don't use animals. I think this has to go in plural. Like malaria studies, for example. Okay?
okay.
Secondly, the text that there is no good substitute for animal interactions, and this is mechanics, and the other techniques are insufficient. On the other hand, the professor states there are experiments that the result works for some animals like cat, dog, and it doesn't work in horses, for example. So, comma, she states that
Eu arrisquei.
that is not worth to use animals in experiment because the result won't be able to attend, and then you have to complete, like to attend human.
Okay.
Okay?
And it's not it's okay?
It's not worth using another verb in ing. Oops. Okay? But it's good. It's the problem is
The first time that I learned a word. You
Oh really?
taught me.
So proud. In the end, again, you need the preposition here. The text shows successful cases in the medicine, for example, the penicillin that was tested in rabbits and mice, the insulin was taken in both have been saved a lot of humans' lives. Humans' lives. Okay. Professor gives emphasis in the technology that is possible to use computer simulations to state that no matter the benefits, no matter benefit, it has to be a little changed. How beneficial it might be.
Because it's the last phrase that she said in the audio.
Okay. But what do you think it never used? Never uses.
Nunca deve ser usado animais.
Animals should never be used. Ok?
And qual é o sentido do que eu pus?
Nunca. It never uses animals in these research tests. Isso nunca usa animais nos testes de pesquisa. But it's better suited to say researches.
Okay.
Because it's plural, okay? No matter what the benefits might be. This is what she says in the last sentence.
Yes.
So you needed just what the benefits. Okay? Okay. Anna, it was a very good test, but the last argument was that the man said it was immoral not to use animals and risk human suffering. And the woman said that the animals can't give their consent. So that's why we shouldn't use animals, no matter what the benefits might be. Okay? So the third argument would be this. She is stating that you can't use it, and he is stating that you have to use it. So when you lose one key point, the maximum TOEFL gives you is a 3. Okay? Yes, so sweetie, don't get angry with me. Yes, but I think you couldn't very much. I'm gonna give you to that 5 to 3. But that's even so, even so, it's a good grade. You decrease it, it's the same. No, 76, it's the same.
3 and 3.5.
I'm sorry, sweetie. The highest they can give you is 3. Really, really. Because if you miss a key point, I don't know if the evaluator would consider this. No, she talked about the third key point. Because this about the insulin in computer simulations, it's the second argument. No good substitute for any. Okay? I think they would give you more grade, but it's always keep myself pessimistic. Always keep, because Anna, we have to consider the worst case possible. That's why generating my students' grades are closer to the highest. Because I always consider the worst case possible. And TOEFL is more optimistic than I. And that's why their grades are generally higher. I think I have never had a student who got less than my minimum grade. You know, I think there isn't any case. Not that I remember. Maybe it happened, but it's not so far. You know, for example, the lowest of the girl was 92, and she took 89, for example, or 90. I don't remember. Maybe this happened, but I don't remember now. Anyway, this is the worst case scenario. The worst of all possibilities is you taking 69 so far. You know, so far. That's why I need you to do more listenings and readings. You're going to do today. You know, and today afternoon, right?
Afternoon.
Yeah, today afternoon. So, so then we can, if you can do one reading and one listen, that's perfect. You know, you send me later the message, oh, Chick, I took this in reading, this in listening. The more you do, the better. You already improved very much in your reading, but your listening keeps on the same grades, you know, and I need this listening to go up. Let me just show you a case, you know. If you take, for example, 22 and 22, it's great. If you take, for example, from 18 to 21, 3.5 to 4, 3.5 to 4. You know, where do you have to improve? In speaking, you have to improve very little, if you have to improve. Because this is around the grade you are already taking. You know, 18, 21, you're already around this grade. In writing, you already got this grade, you know, you are already around this level. So speaking and writing, you are very near, or you are in the grade I want you to have. I believe you can have, you know. So in speaking and writing, it's good. Keep on practicing because you can improve more, but you're already there. You are already there. Now, the listening and the reading, no, you have to improve these two. Okay, and that's why I'm telling you, listening and reading, listening and reading. Writing too, of course, very good, you did this, but listening and reading, because the more you get, the closer you are to your grades. I believe you can do more than 80 points, but it depends. It depends on your grade with me, and it depends on luck sometimes, because some TOEFL tests are very difficult.
Yes, I think the luck it's important too.
Yeah, I have to be honest with you. The first
Because
TOEFL test I took, the reading was shitting crazy. Very difficult. No, very difficult. And it was just 1 hour, you know? And I was like, oh my God, it was very hard, the first reading I took. The second reading was not so hard, you know? So I aced my second TOEFL reading. You know, it's a little about luck too.
and always we have more reading or more listening, more questions reading, more questions listening.
No, not I don't think so. You know, I can't say yes or no because TOEFL changes sometimes, and they sometimes don't make it public what they change it. You know, the last TOEFL I took, the last two TOEFLs I took, they were longer reading and normal listening.
Oh, okay, but never normal and normal listening and reading.
I think that's possible. Okay, I think that's possible.
It's very tired the first part of the test.
Yeah, I prefer a longer reading because the longer listening is very wearing. You finish like, oh my God, I just want to die now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, don't worry, sweetie. Keep on practice. Keep on practice. The more, the better. The more, the better. Okay? Let's go speaking. Oh, let me send it back to you. Already reviewed. This is very good. Awesome. I am very optimistic about you. You know, I think you are going to get your grade. But just like I told you, keep on putting the wood in the machine. Pau na máquina.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. This is probably going to be our last Barons. Go. And then a second. Continue, continue, continue. Continue, continue. Come on. Wake up. Okay, practice. Oh, sorry. 6 active. It's enough.
Number 1. Listen for a question about a familiar topic. After you hear the question, you have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to record your answer.
In your opinion, what are the characteristics of a good son or daughter in a family? Use specific examples and details to explain your answer.
Please prepare your answer after the beep. Please begin speaking after the beep.
In my opinion, the characteristics of a good son or daughter in a family is like when the daughter or son is very polite. First of all, because polite is a good characteristic and make the person to talk with the another people, do the right things. And secondly, I think it's very important the son or daughter to like study and play, because it's very important to study, have study, go to school and play with his or her friends. So I think that character is okay.
Okay, good. You are very confident in number 1. This is very good. I'm gonna give you 3.5 to 4. Okay, great. Oh, hang on. There we go. Number 2.
Number 2. Listen for a question that asks your opinion about a familiar topic. After you hear the question, you have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to record your answer.
Some people are attracted to jobs that include a great deal of travel. Other people prefer jobs that allow them to return to their homes every evening. Which type of job opportunity would you prefer, and why? Use specific reasons and examples to support your opinion.
Please prepare your answer after the beep. Please begin speaking after the beep.
In my opinion, I think if I it's a good thing I am attracted to job that include a great deal of travel. First of all, because I love to travel. I love and I love so much to know um, new places and new different kinds of work. And secondly, because I think when you met some people, you can learn different things about your job. So I think it's a very good option. And thirdly, because I think travel, it's very good to meet another place.
And piriri piriri pororo. There is something I forgot to tell you. Last answer. Another person or other people. Okay? Yes. And in this one, when you meet some new kind of people, okay?
You were said
Met.
in the past.
Okay? And your third argument was very related to the second or the first. You know new places and different kinds of work. Well, I'm going to be pessimistic. I think the evaluator wouldn't do it, but I'm going to give you 3 to 3.5. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, okay. Let's go to number. Let me just see. Different kinds of work when you meet new people. Okay. Number 3.
Number 3. Read a short passage and listen to a talk on the same topic. Then listen for a question about them. After you hear the question, you have 30 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to record your answer.
The professor's attendance policy is published in the course syllabus. Read the policy in the course syllabus. You have 45 seconds to complete it. Please begin reading now. Now listen to a student who is talking with friends about the policy.
On the one hand, it's good that you can be absent once without explaining why. But on the other hand, you can't be absent more than one time without getting a lower grade. So, I'd rather have the option of explaining my problem to the professor if I need to be absent, and then try to figure out a way to make up the work. Look, if I'm sick for 2 weeks, I don't think it's fair for the professor to lower my grade as long as I keep up with the class. Or, if you have a legitimate reason not to be there, like a family emergency or something, I don't think you should have to choose between your health or your family and your grade in the class.
The student expresses his opinion of the professor's policy for excused absences. Report his opinion and explain the reasons that he gives for having that opinion.
Please prepare your answer after the beep. Please begin speaking after the beep.
According to the text, the student can absent one for semester without explanation. But if the student absents more than one, the grade will be low. according to the student, he he thinks it's good. Uh, First, because you can absence one time, but it's not so good because if you have a problem, for example, will be sick for 2 weeks, it's a problem. Or if you have a emergency in your family and or in his family, it's a problem too. So the student thinks that it will be considered the health or family problems if you have and not lower the grade.
Okay, Anna. Excellent. This is the answer.
Foi melhor que os
All the
outros.
details. Sorry?
Foi melhor que os outros número 3.
Yes, it was. It was. Just sweetie, absence is a noun, not a verb. So if you are absent, not if you are absent. Okay? Okay. Ó, if you are sick and not be sick. Repeat, please. Emergency.
Emergency.
Yes. And not emergy. Okay? And the student thinks it will be considered. The student thinks it should be considered. Okay? Yes. Now, it's exactly this. Exactly this. I think this was your best number 3. You know,
Yeah.
I think this was your best number 3. Excellent. Excellent. Let's move on. Number 4.
Number 4. Read a short passage and then listen to part of a lecture on the same topic. Then listen for a question about them. After you hear the question, you have 30 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to record your answer.
Now read the passage about insects. You have 45 seconds to complete it. Please begin reading now. Now listen to part of a lecture in a biology class. The professor is talking about insects.
Strictly speaking, a spider is not an insect. True, it's an invertebrate and an arthropod, but it belongs to a class identified as arachnids. Arachnids are not included in the insect world because their body structure is very different. The bodies of spiders are divided into 2 parts. The head with a fused thorax, which is all one structure, and the second part is a separate abdomen joined to the large head thorax part by a narrow stalk. The head contains what many researchers now believe is a highly developed brain. There are no antennae, but 4 pairs of eyes and 8 legs covered with fine, sensitive hairs more than compensate for the absence of the antennae. These hairy legs and feet explore the environment, sending sensory messages back to the brain. Okay, the abdomen. Remember, that's the second part of the spider. It includes not only the digestive and reproductive systems, but also the silk glands that allow spiders to spin their webs. So, as you see, even though spiders and insects are commonly grouped together as bugs, they're really not the same. An oversimplification is that spiders have too many legs and not enough wings. In reality, the entire body's structure is quite different.
Describe the structure of an insect. and explain why a spider is not strictly considered an insect.
Please prepare your answer after the beep. Please begin speaking after the beep.
According to the text, the insects belongs a class invertebrate. The name is arthropod, and regardless the age, they are the similar structure: two pairs of legs and two pairs of wings. According to the professor, she gives an example like a spider. A spider is not an insect, it's a arachnidian. And the body of the spider the structure. It's very different because they have a lot of legs, like 8 or until 10, and the brain of spider is very higher developed, and the spider can explore the environment, and her structure is divided and head and thorax.
It was so good. Oh no, Toffer, you should give 5 minutes.
Nossa, eu do tempo no final, eu ia terminar. Aí eu falei,
Oh no! There was, there was one information. No, let me see. It's because this lecture gives too many details, but there was one very important information. That the abdomen, they have silk glands, you know.
what is this? I didn't understand this part.
Glândula de seda, you know. I'm gonna give you 2 to 2.5, but just to be sure. Let's go to,
No,
don't get angry. Let's go number 5.
Number 5. Listen to a short conversation. Then listen for a question about it. After you hear the question, you have 20 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to record your answer.
Now listen to a conversation between a student and his friend.
Can you believe that I've been here almost a whole semester and you're the only friend I've made?
No. How can that be?
I don't know. You know me better than anyone here at school. I thought maybe you could give me some advice.
Sure. Well, do you belong to any clubs or any organizations on campus? That's always a good way to meet people.
No, I don't have a lot of time to, go to meetings.
Well, neither do I, but I do play intramural sports.
What's that?
It's just a group that meets regularly to play basketball. Of course, there are lots of other teams besides basketball, I mean. You could join a football team or soccer, baseball, volleyball. Just go over to the recreation center and sign up. They'll put you on a team. You could use some time away from the books.
I'd like to do that, but...
Well, since you don't want to take time away from your studies, why don't you join a study group or get one going in one of your classes? That way you wouldn't feel like you're wasting time. And besides, the people you meet will be serious students, so maybe they'd be better friends for you anyway.
Describe the man's problem and the 2 suggestions that his friend makes about how to handle it. What do you think the man should do, and why?
Please prepare your answer after the beep.
Sorry?
não entendi.
Give your way.
Ai, meu Deus.
Please begin speaking after the beep.
The man talked with her friend about his problem in the university, and the woman presented two options for him: uh, to belong to some organization, and you can to participate, or to play on sport team like soccer, volleyball, etc. And in my opinion, I think I will choose the play a sport. First of all, because I like sport, and I think it's easier to approach in the university and the other colleagues. And secondly, because always university has a sport team, and I think it's easier for them.
Okay, just what I told you, Noana. If you answer nothing, it's zero. If you answer something, you can get more points. And you did. I'm going to give you 1 to 1.5. Why? The problem was that he doesn't have any friends. The first option is to be part of an organization, for example, sports. Okay, so these are just one solution. The second solution was to be part of a study group. Okay, and your answer about the reason was pretty good. So I gave you this. Maybe you would have more, great, but it's better to be pessimistic and leave it be like this. Okay, Anna?
Because I was nervous and I lost the second time. I understand study group, but I understand anything.
No worries, sweetie. We continue in our next class, okay? And then we finish this speaking. This is good grade already. Olha só. Okay, anyway, we finish the speaking and we do the official guide. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Anna. See you later for the practice. Okay?
At 4.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sweetie.
Bye bye.